Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Make Your Mark podcast. And oh boy, do I have an amazing guest for us today. Now, her name is Jill Lublin. She's an international speaker on the topics of PR, networking, kindness, and referrals. Plus, she's an author of four best-selling books, including Get Noticed and Get Referred. Oh my goodness. I am so excited, Jill, to have you here because I know this is a topic that everybody wants to know about, right? But they're not too sure how to go about it. And so I'm super excited to have you here to talk all things PR networking and all the good stuff that we all need for our business.
Thank you, Kay. I'm delighted to be here with you.
Now, before we get into the whole nitty gritty, right, I gotta ask you this question, right? Because I know everyone's thinking, how did she get here? Did it happen on a click of a finger? Did she just wake up one morning and boom, this was her business? Right? So, what was your journey like to get to the place where you have this really awesome business?
Oh, well, thank you. I wish it were as easy as a click of the finger. And and like everyone and you listening, I started in one way, actually in law school, and ended up in another place. Yeah, I started in law school, and honestly, I hated it so much because my brain is very creative, and
Mhm.
law school is very linear. Um, and I actually dropped out. However, during my
Oh,
first year, I started working in the music business, which I actually loved because that was far more my personality and style. And I started working for attorneys in the music business, and which led to my becoming director of promotion and publicity at several independent record labels. And
wow.
that was wonderful. And in fact, that was during a time where we didn't have budgets. And, all my friends at the big record labels, they had $2 million budgets. I remember my friend who was working with Tracy Chapman had a $2 million budget for promotion and marketing. And I'm thinking, hey, give me $2 million, I'll make anyone famous,
Right.
but having to do it without a big budget really became the guerrilla publicity way, right? And
Right.
that's how guerrilla publicity got born because we had to make things happen and make names more famous, more known using what is now guerrilla publicity tactics. And
Right.
so that's really where I learned it. I opened up a PR agency and I ran that for many years. That was magnificent. And now my heart really is in helping entrepreneurs and small business owners, consultants, coaches, speakers, authors, and I love working also with healers to really get your name out there without spending a fortune and to look like the big guys doing it in different ways.
Oh my goodness. And I know how awesome you are because I learned from you, right, when it came to PR, because I had no idea what PR meant. I knew it's something that all these celebrities do and people go on about PR, but I didn't really know what it kind of involved. And you really kind of simplified the entire concept, right? And it is something that we can do. You do not need to have $2 million in order to have PR, which was awesome. Now, one of the things people always talk about when it comes to PR, like they want to be on those big names, right? They want the celebrity status. And so, what are some of, I guess, the common pitfalls people do time and time again that you have come across that maybe they should avoid or there's a way to prevent it?
Well, one thing I want to say is get started in whatever way you can. So, one pitfall is never starting. It could be imposter syndrome. It could be, oh, I'm not big enough. Well, yes, you are. If you're in business, you are ready to do publicity, period. Having a right pitch is really important. And I think a pitfall is that people do what I call I statements or, look at me, so great publicity, that it's really about the reader, the viewer, the listener. So you have to talk in you statements.
Mm,
That's a big pitfall that people are defaulting to here's what I do versus here's why you are
right,
interested and want to listen and
right,
creative. So I think that's a key, and really taking a step by step system on it as opposed to, yeah, you probably want to get on the BBC and in the New York Times and in the big shows. Let's start local. Let's start wherever you can start, The point is to get started. The point is to be on some podcasts. Whatever you can do, it's perfect. The point is start getting media now in whatever form, in whatever greatness or smallness. It all matters and it all counts.
Okay, so but when should a business, or how does a business know when they're ready for PR?
Well, how about right now? I mean, listen, let me just tell you all the major players that you know, Coke and Nike, et cetera,
Yeah.
they are spending millions of dollars on public relations. The standard is 10% of your gross revenues must be spent on your public relations, your marketing.
Yeah.
10%. Okay. I don't, again, you can be a solopreneur, or two-person company, three-person, it's all good. The point is start now. And listen, I had a coach, she was just starting her business, and she knew that publicity would drive prospects and leads and referrals, and that is what it does, plus name recognition, trust, and elevate your authority and put you ahead of the line of anybody else. Well, she got on an ABC radio station talking about starting a coaching business, which, by the way, is a hot topic right now since
Right.
so many people are leaving their jobs. And that actually was what got her practice full and started her on her wonderful road to being a business owner. So wherever you are right now is a perfect time to start, because we want to be planting seeds with publicity. So where you are right now, then
Yeah.
think 3, 6, 9 months ahead. What's coming up? What's happening ahead of the game makes a
Yeah.
big difference.
Yes, and you know what? I do remember you mentioning like going with the social calendar, right? And making sure that you kind of do something that's related to your business for specific holidays. Now, I thought that was a genius idea. So simple, but so effective.
Yes, yes. Let me give you all the resource right now. It's
Oh,
called nationaldaycalendar.com. Fabulous resource to tell you when the holidays are. And in fact, you put in the word kindness, for instance, when the Prophet of Kindness came out, and
mm.
I found out that November 13th is World Kindness Day, for example.
Oh.
Now I can orient all of my publicity toward that so that I get more and more publicity. And, we keep driving people to where you want them to be.
Right. No, that was genius, right? And I found, and there is actually a International Podcasters Day as well, right? In
Yes.
September. And I was like, whoa, this is really cool. And so that's really creative, really simple, and it gets people's attention, right? Because people are always celebrating different holidays. Now, also, you are awesome when it comes to networking, Jill, right? We have been to events, even online events, right? And we were talking just off camera, right, about different networking kind of groups that you're part of. And so, how does that come into business, right? Like, we all know we have to do it, but what if you're just not great at it? What's the best way to go about being a really good networker?
So one of the things that I've noticed with the people who are in my publicity programs is, because I'm very focused on message as the first piece. In
Yeah.
other words, what's the problem out there in the marketplace? Give people real solutions. If you lead with that in networking, if you come to serve and to create relationships, like one of my keys when I network, here's my goal: deepen 3, create 3. In other words, 3
Oh,
new relationships and deepen 3 relationships. If I go to a networking event for an hour on Zoom, which I do a lot of networking, that's 6 relationships times, start adding that up, right?
yeah.
And that's a lot of people and a lot of wonderful relationships that continue to deepen. So I think that that's really important. Like, don't assume you know people. I hate it when I'll get on Zoom. Oh, yeah, I know Jill. Well, do you? Maybe you've seen me at a networking event. Maybe you've even been in my publicity programs. But do you know me? You and I got to hang out on a cruise and go on an excursion together and share a beautiful time. Did that deepen our relationship? Of course it
Absolutely.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every time we see each other, we get deeper. We're able to talk more. I just think for all of you, go on to a networking event, and the question is, who can I serve? If you come from that mentality, I promise you great returns. And you know, and then see about deepening where you can. But I also want you, when you're networking, to be purposeful. So look for who are the people in the networking event that has podcast, who has summits and maybe where you can speak. I mean, be purposeful. So I think that that really helps. And stay on camera, please, and have a message that works and that is simple.
Right, right. And it's funny because I guess one of the things that I've learned about networking, and I've been to so many events, is I see people trying to speak to everybody, trying to get hold of everybody that they can at one event and speak to everybody that's there. But I've learned very recently, like you were saying, you don't need to speak with everybody. You need to find those three new connections, right? Deepen those and deepen the previous people that you've spoken to. You don't need to get round to everybody because it's going to be impossible sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, especially, I mean, even I just came off a networking event this morning and 30 people were on the line. That's
Wow.
a lot,
Yeah.
and everybody got to introduce themselves. And do you have a quick and focused intro that simply leads people? Also, watch your energy. Are you excited about what you do? Are you easy to hear in your microphone? And are you close to the camera so people can get your energy? But there's a guy on today and he does video, smart guy, obviously good at what he does. I couldn't hear him well. I was
Oh,
struggling to listen. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, if you're going to do video and I'm having trouble hearing you,
yeah.
that could be a problem.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So all these things you got to keep on account, especially if you're going to be teaching something and you're not doing that right yourself. Oh, okay. That's a good point. Also, now, Jill, you're also a catalyst, right, of kindness, right? You've got this group, right? And it's all kind of is very positive. It's a help to support, to guide each other, right? And you're all about let's be kind to ever because whenever you're kind to other people's, it does come round back at you, right? Kindness will be thrown right back at you if you're giving kindness. Now, where did this idea of building a group around that come from?
Oh, well, with The Profit of Kindness, that's my latest book,
Mhm.
came when it came out, and I thought, we need an opportunity to really connect to each other in the concept of kindness. So I created kindness circles, and they are an opportunity every month for an hour. We come together on Zoom, people from all over the world, and we break out into 2 breakout sessions so that you actually get to meet other people and experience kindness and ask for it. I have a 10-minute amazing speaker, people who are big in all kinds and famous in all kinds of industries, particularly transformation, or the guy who did the kindness diaries, for instance, a woman who runs the Kindness Foundation, and then transformational leaders like Marcy Shimoff and John Asseroff, amazing people. And
Oh,
yeah, and it's really an opportunity right there to give and to get and to receive kindness in your life. And it's just super wonderful. And people say they just have a great time there. And really, it's a nice pause in the day to be kind and actually get some business done. Because guess what else is happening? Business is closing.
it's funny how that works, right? If you put a group of people together who are all kind and want to help each other, it's funny how business comes from that.
Yes, and right there. And I'd love to invite your viewers. Please come. If I may give out the link.
Yes, please do.
Yes. So check out jilllublin.com/kindness circles. And I know we'll put it in the show notes too. And it's JILLLUB as in boy, LIN as in Nancy.com/kindness circles. Please come and join us. It's completely free.
There you go, guys. Look, you got to go ahead, go and network, go and find out what other people are doing, why people are there, the kind of circles. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, right? You're going to learn so much from Jill and from everyone else that's in the group because she does make sure that she picks the right people to be in this group. This is why it's such an incredible group and people to be around. Now, I like the fact, Jill, that you have incorporated, you've got this group together, but you've also incorporated networking with each other and you actually encourage people to talk and, get to know each other and turned it into a business networking event almost, right?
Yeah.
Which is really, really smart and all about kindness. right? And how
It
long has
did.
this group been going?
We're going on our fourth year already. And
Wow.
then every year on November 13th, we celebrate World Kindness Day with a special event. And that's super great too. Yes.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, is it for men and women?
Oh, absolutely. Men and women and
Perfect.
anyone, anywhere. Even if you're not in business, we love to have you.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Now, you also are someone that's great at referrals, right? Sending referrals. Like you love sending business to everybody. I know because you do it with me, right?
Yes.
You sent me
Yes.
several referrals. Now, people will be thinking, why would you do that? Right? So, would you just explain to our listeners why it's important for business owners to send business to other people?
Well, first of all, I am a natural connector, and it gives me great joy to make connections to
Mhm.
help people become profitable and public, right? Due to public relations. I value
Right.
who you are, and I know what you deliver and the wonderful person that you are. And I think business is personal, meaning,
Mm,
we do business with people we like, know, and trust. And so for me, I love connecting people. It does really help the parties. I find people spin around and they try to find the right connection. And since I am a part of different groups and I know people, at different levels,
yeah.
I love doing this. And I think it's so much fun. And it really, helps the parties, meaning cuts off and shaves time, which I'm a big believer in. Shave time off your learning curve. Go with the people like Kay, like myself in the area of PR, who understand, know what to do, and make things happen quickly instead of you trying to figure it out. It's the same thing with referrals. And I think a great question for all of you to learn to ask is, I call it the who question. Who
Yeah.
do you know who, fill in the blank, right? Depending on what you need.
Interesting. Oh, I do like that. Awesome. Okay, so I also know a little bird told me, right, that you have these awesome PR boot camps, right?
I
That you
do.
do every so often, right? And so tell the listeners a little bit about what happens in this boot camp because this is one of the boot camps that I was part of and I was absolutely blown away about everything that you taught and you just totally gave away all this information. It was awesome.
Well, thank you. And they are short days because I know people are busy, and I'm big on giving a lot of value. Like you say, it is roll up our sleeves. It's get publicity done. It is very specific topics in the boot camp that help each other get going on publicity, have it be simple and easy. I have a media panel there that people actually get to pitch the media, and that is amazing. And everybody learns so much, and the media gets to choose different people to interview. So imagine this, you're right there in a boot camp and chosen to actually not only pitch, but to also be on the show. And
Wow.
everything I do is by Zoom. I keep things very simple, and all of my programs are highly interactive. So you get to really try out your message and your pitches and make sure it's landing and it works. So everything I do is that. Plus, you get to ask me great questions of next steps for you and wherever you're stuck. And I'm right there the whole time, queuing and coaching.
Absolutely, absolutely. And guys, Jill, she's been doing this for a really long time. She's been in business for years. There isn't anything that you can't ask her that she isn't going to know about, right? Like she's awesome at what she does. And that's why she does PR, the network and referrals. She's published books. Like she knows a lot about business, right? And so definitely use her as a resource. Go and connect with her. Go research her. Jill, oh my goodness, you've given so many golden nuggets in such a short amount of time. But before we leave, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience today that maybe we haven't touched upon yet?
Mm. So I think, people get something in their mind about what publicity is. And I want to say to you that you are doing publicity no matter whether you think you are or not. Like as soon as you go into a Zoom room, regardless if you're an introvert, an extrovert, regardless of what business you're in, you are doing publicity. And yes, publicity includes being on wonderful podcasts like this and in newspapers, radio, TV, also in your social media, your TikTok, your LinkedIn lives, your Instagram lives, everything you're doing out there. But really what I want you to get, it's all publicity. Your message matters, and get your message right from the first step out you take or whatever step you're in next. Let's get your message right, because I'll just remind you, your message matters.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jill. And if people are thinking, right, I want to connect with Jill, I need to know more about what she does, how she does it, where can they go to connect?
Well, I'd love to give you a free gift. I've compiled,
Ooh.
yes, great publicity tips, put them in a simple action guide. And on top of this, here's what else you get as my free gift: an opportunity to be in a live publicity masterclass. It's short, it's to the point, and you get to ask me whatever questions are up for you. So I'm going to pour in more content, and you get to ask great questions. So come live with me on Zoom. It's all in this gift. You go to publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. Love to have you.
Oh my goodness, guys, you got to take on this offer. Like, it's absolutely free. You're going to learn so much. Go ahead. If like the links will be in the show notes as well. Scroll down and absolutely go register for this and show up, because you're going to learn so much from Jill. Thank you so much, Jill, for coming on and giving, again, so many golden nuggets in such a short amount of time. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Make Your Mark podcast at www.makeyourmarkpodcast.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming, so make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.